Hi, welcome to another episode of Three Guys on Mic. I'm joined by my two co-hosts,
Jeremiah.
Aaron. And we had some big games last night. But first, we're going to go ahead and start off with big news out of Boston with Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
Things I have to say about this.
It is your team, so.
Yeah. It was unexpected. Seeing him in Game 5, they showed him, zoomed in on him, and he just looked out of it. Danny Ainge was probably contemplating this for a long time. I think he realized that this season was kind of on him due to the roster. And he knew that it had to be a change, and he had to step down. A lot of people are kind of confused about this. I was confused about it as well. But Danny Ainge I think he did a pretty okay job as a GM. He got us a ring, got us KG, Ray Allen. He made that trade to ship off our big three to Brooklyn to get us Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So I think he had some good moves. But he was always in talks of getting stars, but never pulled through. They never, there was no commitment to us. And I feel like due to that, a big part of that was due to his personality. A lot of people didn't want to come to Boston. I feel like a lot of people were just turned off by him. And yeah, he had a bad roster this year, and that kind of led to our season being like this. I think Brad Stevens did a really good job as a coach. I don't think he's a coach that the Celtics really need right now. I think they need a different kind of coach, a different approach. I think he had an overachieving team for 3 years with Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder, Bradley Beal, all those players. I really think that wasn't a good roster, but he did a phenomenal job with them. We were one game away from the finals with the rookie Jason Tatum and a second-year Jaylen Brown. But this year, just a lot of injuries, COVID. So I just feel like there's too many what ifs, too many almost theirs with Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens. I think Brad Stevens could do a phenomenal job as a GM. I think he has the basketball knowledge. I think he has the personality. He doesn't have that fire that the players need right now. I think the Celtics are an unexperienced team when it comes to being that championship level team, and a lot of times they settle for things, and Brad Stevens just lets them run, doesn't call timeouts, doesn't really make that many adjustments. So I think getting a new head coach in there could help us, but for right now, I really don't know what this organization is going to do as a head coach.
Okay, Willie. Definitely agree with all your points there. Yeah, I was gonna say Brad Stevens is by no stretch of the imagination a bad coach. He is a coach that has proven to win in this league. He's gone to defense conference finals, as you know well enough.
Yeah.
As far as winning those Eastern Conference finals, I agree with you. The team isn't a championship caliber team because they don't have those experiences, right? However, the bright side, they're very young. I do agree with this. I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody saw it really coming. When you guys were blowing up the group chat, I assumed like he got let go or something. I had no idea that he had actually been bumped
promoted.
Up. Yeah, right. I think that's really big news. Congratulations from him. He's extremely young. You know what I mean? He's in his I believe in his 30s.
40.
Oh, in his 40s?
He's early 40s.
Early 40s, right? Yeah. That's incredible. But yeah, I really do hope this changes around the your franchise will. I really do. Yeah, supporting you here.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I do think the Celtics need to change their pace drastically. And,
Yeah.
I said from the start in a couple past videos that Danny Ainge, I felt like he was the problem. He was the reason why the Celtics haven't gotten over the top. Because don't get me wrong, he had great drafts. He got Payton Pritchard, Robert Williams, Tatum, Jaylen Brown. He signed Kemba, but Kemba was really the only big signing that they've gotten in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And I felt like with that, knowing him that he's injury prone, if he was healthy, they for sure win one of those conference finals. Even last year,
I think with the healthy, yeah.
For sure. But yeah, now that with him gone and Brad Stevens running the head of operations, I expect big moves this offseason for sure.
Okay. And one last thing I was going to say is, Coach K officially retired.
Yeah.
Officially retired, right?
Everybody's going this year.
And I remember a story of where, Jason Tatum was only had like a few points at half, right? And Coach K kind of grilled into him right there, gave him the fire, right?
Said he was soft.
He's a soft kid from St. Louis, I believe it was, right? I think that's a coach you need, somebody like that, right?
He's retiring.
No. I meant though, like somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like
needs to light a fire.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on. I'm just gonna go through this. I think we're all in agreement here. This Jazz series, we kind of expected this. You know what I mean? We knew the game one was kind of out there because Donovan Mitchell didn't play. Donovan Mitchell comes in, completely obliterates the Memphis Grizzlies. Moving on, the Hawks and the Knicks.
That's it, just right there.
Well, the Hawks and the Knicks, I didn't necessarily see them losing 4-1. I didn't think they were gonna win the series. I gave them a few more games than what they got.
I agree.
However, when you score less than 90 points, like it's hard to win a basketball game. You know what I mean? It's and when you consistently lose at home like that too. I mean, congratulations to Trae Young. You know what I mean? Trae Young played a phenomenal series. And then the 76ers, right? Briefly, we're going to talk about this one. Joel Embiid did get injured. It's a slight meniscus tear. However, he can play on it. So he can play on it. He's going to get a few days rest.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's up to him. I think the Sixers are obviously a different team without Joel Embiid. Whole different team, yes. And this really affects their take on like a championship team. We're gonna go ahead and talk about this one for a little bit. Man, what do you think about the Sixers right now?
The Sixers right now. For the page, okay. Oh, wrong page. My bad.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? The Sixers right now, I don't even need this. The Sixers right now, without Embiid, I think they can win the series against the Hawks.
Oh, okay. Well.
Simply because I think Dwight Howard, knowing the veteran he is, he can out-tough the Hawks bigs more than Julius Randle and Nerlens Noel did. And considering that Ben Simmons is 6'10", he's probably going to go at it with Trae Young unless he's injured and gets scared again. He doesn't want to guard a top point guard in this league. But I do think that the 76ers all around are just a great defensive team. And I have them taking the series 4-1. Even if Embiid doesn't play. Because I think that they could use this series, honestly. He can come back in a later game when they need him.
That's
like,
true.
say if they go down, if they're up like 2-1 or 2-2, then I think he potentially comes back if it's 2-2. But if it's 2-1, then I think they might send him out the rest of the series.
Seth Curry still had 30 points too. So
Yeah, Seth Curry, he came up big last night.
Yeah.
One thing that I say is, as you know, they're playing Philly, right? What is Philly known for?
G6.
Their fans.
Oh.
And the New York Knicks fans, you know, they got under Trae Young's skin. I think this could help the Hawks in some ways. I think this really could help the Hawks. I don't think they're gonna win, but I think Trae Young can have a phenomenal series with this.
Yeah.
Philly
fans are something, man.
Yeah, they are.
Kids flipping you off, throwing mustard at Cowboys fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buying cupcakes.
Buying cupcakes from the kids. Yeah.
Jesus
those
Christ.
fans are something.
One thing I wanted to go over, even though you kind of skimmed over it, is the Jazz series, right?
My fault, bro.
Donovan Mitchell had 30 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. Gobert had 23 and 15. Bogdanovich had 17 and 8. Clarkson 24 points. O'Neal 17 points. That's something that, as we know, they blew a 3-1 lead last year, right? And now in a close-out game, they didn't play with their foot at all, as Giannis said. They didn't play with their foot at all. They knew they had to get it done, and that's signs of a team that's locked in, of a team that knows that they're destined for bigger things, destined to maybe be in the finals this year. I think this Jazz team is scary, and previously I said that the Clippers are the most well-rounded team. As you know, on paper they probably are, but right now they're not playing like it. The Jazz though, they are playing like it. They have scorers all around. Even when Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing, they still only lost by 3 to the Grizzlies. With the Grizzlies, I think they have 2 good young core players, but they need more experience and more help.
Yeah.
So I think the Grizzlies are going to be good in the future. Just right now, the Jazz are too strong, and the Jazz, they're my favorites to come out of the West.
Okay.
So
yeah, on NBA Inside, Draymond Green was trying to argue that the Lakers are still deeper than them. But I mean, after watching Game 5, I'm pretty sure that's out the window, considering what the Lakers bench did. But yeah, I do agree that the Utah Jazz are going to make a very good push for that NBA Finals spot. And I still think that them versus anybody who comes out the East will be a great Finals matchup.
that's true.
But I just don't see the Jazz not losing a series. Unless it's against maybe another team as deep as them, like the Clippers. But I don't know. The Clippers are in trouble too.
Yeah, Clippers need to focus on their own.
We're just going to have to see how that falls into place.
The one thing I'm going to say here about the NBA playoffs, I think the NBA is unique because one man could win a series. You know, like you mean like one person can win a series, and so I understand like teams are deep, it helps out a lot, but if one man can do it all, but I understand that's a big if. It's a big if,
I
right?
like that you brought that up.
Moving on, sorry to say this, Celtics are eliminated once again. Same old at this point. It's unfortunate. However, you potentially you lost to the NBA champions. You mean like you lost to the so take comfort in that one. However, I think that team looks scary. I think that team, night after night, it seemed like they were just clicking. Apart from the 50 bomb that JT dropped. He dropped that one, but Yeah, I definitely think going forward, this is a scary team. I still believe Jazz are the team to beat. Like, they're just a team to beat. You know what I mean? Lamont, do you have any thoughts about this one?
Yeah, I do agree that the Jazz are still the team to beat, considering that they have a lot more chemistry than the Nets do. But I do want to talk about the second round matchup with the Bucks and the Nets.
Oh, okay.
I expect a very physical matchup, and I want KD and Giannis to go at each other nonstop, pound for pound, in every single game that they play. Yeah. Holiday has to come out and keep the mindset that he can guard anybody in the world, even though considering who his opponent is this time around is Kyrie Irving. Middleton and Harden is going to be a really good matchup. But, I just don't see – I don't know how the matchups are just going to play out. I just expect this series to be fun, physical, maybe even a couple of fights, because I know Giannis and Harden still got that beef going on.
I love that.
But I think this is going to be fun to watch, and I think I'll take the Nets in 6.
Ooh, Nets in 6. I agree with you that this series is going to be fun. Probably the most fun series we're going to get out of the whole playoffs. Yeah. I don't really see anyone who could guard Giannis. So I think Giannis is going to have an amazing series. It just comes down to the other two guys. It has to come down to Middleton and honestly, like, I don't really see anyone guarding Kyrie. And the way Harden's playing, Harden still hasn't hit his full stride yet. Harden's still coming back from his injury. So he's only played about 5 games? Or 6 games since his return. So I think Harden's still hitting his stride. So I think it's gonna be a good series. And I have Brooklyn in 7. So
Brooklyn in 7.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Okay. Moving on here, we got 2 last series to talk about. 2 of them, I feel like the most interesting. Oh, 3 now. 3. Very very interesting series. Let's start off, Lamont, Lakers Suns. Lamont, I ask this every week because I have to ask. Are you still a Lakers fan?
I am.
Okay, you're still a Lakers fan. Okay, well, the series is 3-2 here. Lakers fall 85-115. Lumicki left the game early. Of course, he left the game early. The sad thing is, from the get-go, the Lakers were on top. It was like a 10-2 run. It was looking nice. And then I don't know what happened.
Monsters came and got it.
Yes. So somebody flipped a switch, and then second quarter on, it wasn't close the rest of the game. It was not close. Lamont, you want to give your thoughts on this one? I mean,
yeah, it's pretty plain and simple.
Yeah.
Lakers got outworked, out-hustled, outplayed. You put us 3 in there, I think we should have a higher clip.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Because besides LeBron and Kuzma, nobody else was in double figures. Yeah. And besides LeBron, the starting 5 had 11 points combined, right? But I won't lose faith, though. I won't lose faith because, obviously, Laker fan. It's going to sound really obviously biased. But I think they win today, and I think it'll be a tough Game 7. But I don't want to say that they win the series. I will not say that. But I still think it goes to 7.
Why don't you think they're winning the series?
No, I said I won't pick a winner.
Oh, you're not... Okay, I thought you said you're not going to say that they're going to... Okay.
Okay, Lamar. I mean, my big thing is, like, does Anthony Davis constitute a 30-point margin? You know what I mean? Like, does Anthony Davis constitute a 30-point margin? I don't know. Is one player going to have that much of an impact? I would love to say so for the Lakers. For the Lakers, hope. For the Lakers, for their fans. But I don't know about that, Lamar. Having no momentum and then getting all the momentum it's a hard thing to do.
Realistically, the only momentum they have is the fans being there. That's about it.
The Pain Train had 16 points in 19 minutes. I'm gonna start using this. The Pain Train, okay? Man is a walking bucket. He is a walking bucket. A standing bucket in the corner, pretty much.
A standing bucket.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate. The fact that all the starters got to rest for the Suns after doing what they did, man, you know what? I'm rooting for the Lakers here, but I'm not gonna act like I don't see a Suns win tonight. I'm not gonna act that that's not gonna happen. Okay? Yeah. I think it's gonna be a hard-fought game. I think it's gonna be within 8 points. It's not gonna be a blowout by any means. However, it's hard not to give the knock to the Suns.
Yeah.
Will you want to give your thoughts?
I kind of agree with you. I think momentum and everything is on the Suns' side. I think the only way Lakers can win, I think LeBron's gonna have a big game. I don't think he's gonna go out for 50, 10, and 10, but I think he could have a 30-game get he could get like double-digit assists. But it all comes down to the role players. It comes down to a shooter who wants $100 million, dropping 0 points. It comes down to him. It comes down to KCP. It comes down to Kuzma. All those guys haven't really shown up this series. I think it all comes down to them because I think the Suns are gonna bring it. I think Chris Paul. I mean, Chris Paul's getting healthier, but even though he keeps on re-aggravating his shoulder. But I mean, I don't know, man. Even if AD plays tonight, do you guys know if AD's gonna play?
I don't think. I think.
I don't know.
Whether he plays or not. I don't know if he's going to be that much of a factor. Because even when he isn't and he doesn't play well, the Lakers don't have a reputation of winning. So
I heard they might sit CP3. I'm not sure.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, they were thinking about that too in Game 4, and he said no.
I think that's up to CP3.
Yeah. Especially knowing the veteran that he is.
I don't know, man. It's just to me, it's really hard to bet against LeBron. But I have to take the Suns tonight.
Yeah.
See, that's exactly why I said I can't say who's going to win the series because it's just hard to bet.
Yeah.
Knowing the fact that he's 14-0 in first.
But to me, the Suns, this is their Game 7. They have to win this game.
Yeah.
I don't think you could force a Game 7 with potentially Anthony Davis coming back and LeBron being there.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
okay, moving on to the greatest team to ever be assembled in NBA, the Denver Nuggets. So Willie, as I recall, right here in this car, bro, you guaranteed a Trailblazers win. You guaranteed it.
When did I?
And I could have sworn I guaranteed a Nuggets win. And here today, the Nuggets won. Will.
I never guaranteed.
So what does that say about you, Will? What does that say about you, huh?
The series is over.
All right, man.
The series not over?
Series not over.
Now, the greatest center to ever play the game of basketball went 38, 11, and 9, okay? Plus a win. Big one right there, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it, Will. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Damian Lillard flipped the switch, okay? He went from...
Yeah, you said he couldn't do it.
Okay, yeah, I'll admit it then, okay?
I don't know if you've never seen a Damian Lillard.
Bro. He went from 10 points to 55, okay? I'll give you that, okay? Took him 52 minutes. Nitpicking here, okay?
Jokic had to do that too in 52 minutes. But okay.
Yeah, he had I think he played 42 minutes, 46 minutes. Michael Porter Jr., 26, 12, and 3. That's what you want to see from from a solid 2 right there. Gordon, he didn't really play the best game, 14, 10, and 4. I mean, but he I mean, I guess he's still new. But...
that's what you want from him.
Huh?
That's what you want. That's talent. That's what you want from him.
And then, but the big thing, too, is, in the fourth quarter of when he guarded Damian Lillard 2 games ago, I think Dame only had 10 points in the quarter. I don't know who put Austin Rivers on the greatest 3-point shooter in the clutch situations of all time, but it did not work. I don't know if you guys saw the clip. But Austin Rivers, when Dame missed, he thanked God.
Yeah.
He thanked God. I mean, I don't blame him. We're doing the same thing. But yeah, I think it was a tough game to watch. I mean, it was watching the game, I knew I was dang, somebody has to lose this game, and that's what that's the best thing about sports. That's the worst thing, right? However, I feel like it's games like those that Dame thinks, man, you know what? I want to go somewhere I'm appreciated, and they give me, you know what I mean? I want to go somewhere they give me a star.
No, he's
I feel like it is.
No,
and I'm willing to throw this out there. Maybe Dame, maybe his roster looks different next year.
Yeah, his roster looks different, but I think Dame's still on it.
His roster looks different every year, but it's just...
I don't know.
I feel like it's all on the head coach, to be honest. He's on the hot seat right now, for sure.
Let's give you a take on this one.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Jokic is playing out of his mind. But I think it's another thing with Dame. When you drop that stat line, I'd be just pissed off. I'm telling CJ, you have to play better for us to win. If you want to move on to the second round and make a run, Carmelo Anthony, before you retire, you have to play better. Even Covington. How did he? Can someone tell me how he fell on that open 3?
Yeah, and it looked like somebody pulled his feet.
You know
he pull a rug.
It's almost like he did that on purpose. That's really what it looked like.
His missed dunk too.
Yeah, his missed dunk. But I just can't see the Blazers losing. It's just I really can't. Because if they lose, then maybe this roster does look different. But I mean, like I said, it looks different every year. But you have to go after a star. You have to put somebody alongside Dame. You have to get rid of I think his name's Terry Stotts, the head coach. He's just, his game plan for every game, it's just let Dame shoot.
Yeah.
You have to find some way to input CJ. And Enes Kanter, my God.
Yeah.
That man can't guard a freaking midget. It's so bad.
And their kids fouled out, that's why. Again.
Yeah, but I know, Kanter's literally known for defense and rebounding. And he's not even doing that right. So the Monstars came for him too. I wouldn't even want his talent. That's how bad he's playing.
With the Nuggets, honestly, I feel like you have to. If I'm the Nuggets, I have to feel lucky that I escaped this game.
Oh, 100%.
Especially when you're up by 32 points and you let them come back.
They were behind the bench. The whole bench was on their knees praying.
And you take it so you blow a 23-point lead, and then you get taken to double overtime, and then you barely win when only Dame is the only one who's playing well.
You barely win by 7 points?
When Dame is the only one who's doing well.
Gotcha.
On paper, this Blazer team, the Blazers should have won, or it should be they should be up this series.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like Loman said, when CJ isn't playing well, who's their number 2, Powell isn't. I mean, he played decent, but in the clutch, none of them were getting their shots up. So I mean, I don't know. I just don't see them winning this series anymore. I feel like Dame gave it all he could. I think he's gonna do that again tonight, but I don't see the other guys contributing. So I think the Nuggets are gonna win in 6. I mean, in 6.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you agree with the Nuggets winning in 6? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think we all agree right there. Moving on to last series here. You know, not my favorite team or anything, but definitely my favorite player in the NBA. Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks. 105 to 100, right? Close game, right? Game came down to the wire. A controversial shot by Kawhi Leonard.
I don't think that was more Kawhi.
And an upset Rajon Rondo. Someone you're familiar with. A little bit we're familiar with for years. So the kid dropped 42, 8, and 14. Hardaway, a name we always mention, right? Someone who had to play better. We said last game. Came out this game, 27 and 2. That's what you want to see, right? One thing I'm gonna say, Kristaps played, north of 30 minutes. Only had 8 points. You know what I mean? I don't know what Kristaps Porzingis is doing. And he had no assists. He had like 7 rebounds. Like, I don't. Is he just standing there? I don't know. Is he clapping his hand? I don't know. He has to pick it up. Here's one thing I'm gonna say: the stars for LA, the superstars, right? They put up Tim Hardaway stat lines. You know what I mean? Like, they put up a stat line of a number 2, right? I feel like just looking at the score sheet, like, it's like, man, like no star scored above 26 points, right? It's like you don't want to see that. You know what I mean? It's like you want to see your star have a star game because you pay him star money, right? And I feel like seeing that, obviously, there's gonna be due for some frustration. Rajon Rondo, you saw him getting chippy with Kawhi.
Yeah, he got in his face.
One thing I'm gonna say, Rajon Rondo, you had a single point. You had 1 point. Like, pipe down. Like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. You know what I mean? But he's acting like Kawhi didn't carry last game.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it's also like it's something that they need.
Sure.
They've been too nonchalant, and that's what I saw in this game. Honestly, in the first half they were playing well, but in the third quarter when the Mavs went on that run, Kawhi was just nonchalant about offense. He wasn't. I mean, I know that they were playing zone and they were double teaming him, but he should have driven in more. I think PG had a really good game. It's just that he fouled out. He had 2 quick fouls on him in the third, so he had to sit for a long time. But I think Paul George had a really good game. But at the end, I just think they look indecisive, and Luka just did what he did. He had 42, 8 and 14. And again, they were down by 10 with 3 minutes to go. Because of a Kristaps Porzingis 3 in the corner. Even though he didn't do anything all game, he had a big shot at the end. They came back, and when they had those 2 quick threes, they were quick. They weren't standing around on offense waiting for everyone else to do something. They were quick. And then Terrence Mann, he got a steal on Luka with about 10 seconds left. Paul George, he got the ball, passed it to Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann drove in, and I don't know what he did. He just tried to.
Yeah, that was bad.
He tried to pass it out for 3. I think if anything, just go up and just try to draw the foul at least. But again, I understand that Paul George made the correct play. But if I'm Paul George, I'm holding the ball, and either I'm gonna take the shot or I give it to Kawhi. So I just think this was another case of the Clippers dropping the ball late in the game.
Yeah.
And the Mavericks are they're the more consistent team. And
I agree 100%.
Yeah, so I think the Clippers, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I think they have a really good chance to win Game 6, but when it comes to winning the series, I don't see it.
They do have a really good chance considering the fact that all the road teams have won
this
in this series.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying with Kawhi and the leadership on that team, same reason why they lost last year. When they were going through it, the shooting struggles, when they blew that 3-1 lead, no one was there to pick anybody up. They try to blame the chemistry. They try to blame other players on the bench. But I just feel like there was no leadership. I mean, when Kawhi won the finals, let's look at it. 2014, who was the leader? Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. 2019, I still feel like Kyle Lowry was the leader of that Raptor team.
That's true.
So,
I mean, leader.
Rondo could get in his face, but Rondo's not really the typical leader you'd want, especially considering the fact that there's reports saying that he didn't want to go there in the first place to the Clippers.
That's true.
But yeah, I think the only thing stopping Luka from scoring in this game, honestly, just is his shoulder. I mean, other than that, I don't see them. His shoulder and his neck, or whichever one it is. I just don't see them losing again at home, considering that they're full. I think they're full capacity, damn near full capacity.
It's Texas.
Yeah, it's Texas. But he's just letting his teammates have all the confidence in the world, except for Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, like we said earlier, Dorian Finney-Smith had to play better. He played better last night, key piece to their win. But the Clippers are playing good basketball through 3 quarters, and then when that third quarter finishes, fourth quarter, it's just like they're a whole different team. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the Mavs taking this.
Another thing that I think is affecting this series is Ibaka being hurt for games. So ever since game 2, he's been hurt. And then as you see, the starting lineup was Boban and KCP. What the hell's his name? Porzingis.
Oh,
Kristaps.
Yeah.
And the Clippers are just way too small for them. And to me, it seemed like in the first half they were afraid to drive in, so they were just like settling for threes, and none of the threes are falling. So
like they're settling for lower percentage shots. Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have seen the stat where it says if Zubac plays more than 18 minutes, the Clippers are 0-3 in the series.
Really?
They've lost all 3 games.
Yeah,
Which is crazy to think about, because that means if you play with a big, then you're just you might win the game, even considering the fact how big the Mavs are. You might win with small ball. Simply because the Clippers, let's not forget, they were the best 3-point shooting team
this season
in the NBA this season. So, I mean, I still have the Mavericks in 6. I feel like Luka has another big game.
Okay, yeah. I agree with you there too, man. Willie, any more thoughts?
No, I just think if you're the Clippers, you let Luka have his, but you got to shut down everybody else.
Yeah. And then I feel like Clippers learned well enough last year. You can't stop Luka. You know what I mean? You know, they learned their lesson. One thing I'm gonna say before we close out is I'm really enjoying the NBA the first round. Like I'm really enjoying all these games. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited to watch these games. Go pick up food or something. You know what I mean? Sit down. Like I watch the games back to back. Right? I'm really enjoying that. And you know, it's a nice change to see fans in the arenas, to hear the fans, to hear the roar and all that.
I didn't realize how many fans were actually in the arenas until they had a little camera shot.
It's pretty cool.
Going around.
It's pretty cool. Anything else before we close out?
I don't know. Thank you guys. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching another YouTube.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah, thanks for the support, guys. Yeah, you know, things are gonna be changing, guys. Thank you guys for being here guys from the beginning, guys. I feel like we're getting better each and every week with our notes and our thought process, guys. So continue to support us, guys. I mean, we appreciate all the help. Thank you.